Alrighty, let's get into it. So we got several things to review today, and we're going to start with Euro USD. First things first, let's navigate to the free Discord chat. And I do this again just to show you that there's no hindsight. I do all of this beforehand. So this is called in, of course, the mentorship chat, but also the free Discord chat as well. And if you want to be a part of that free Discord chat where I call all this stuff beforehand, no hindsight, there's going to be a link to the free Discord chat in the video description. Okay. Now, this isn't your invitation. This is not your invitation to come follow alerts. This is not an alert chat. This is a chat that you can join if you are serious about becoming a self-sufficient trader. Okay. And that's what I want for you. I don't want, because you're not going to succeed if your intention is to follow alerts. If your intention is to try to ride my coattails, it's not going to happen for you. But if you are serious about learning, you want to be around great traders and you want to kind of adapt that mindset and then start to get more of a read on how I personally trade, well, then there should be a link in the video description. So now back to what I was saying. We're in the Forex analysis section here, and I said the very first thing that I said this morning on your USD. I said daily swing low put in with that daily bearish fair value gap serving as a draw as well. So we got the swing low. It recently took out higher time frame sell side, and we put in the swing low. Whenever we have the signature, we understand that that third candle is going to serve as like a magnet for price. It's going to be a draw on liquidity. And then we got the imbalance assisting it as well. Now the 4-hour chart. I said we have a small 4-hour fair value gap below serving as support right there. So fair value gaps, they serve as a draw on liquidity. But then once price has actually came down and it's rebalanced at price action, it serves as support. It serves for a really good reversal point because it's now completely efficiently delivered. It's now completely rebalanced, and you can look for reversals off of those areas. And remember, don't forget what I just told you a moment ago. We have a draw on liquidity being this third candle draw up above that's serving as like a magnet for price. Okay, right there. That's the setup. So you see, I said right here at 4:03 a.m. Eastern time, timestamped. Again, that ain't me flexing. That's just me saying I do the shit. I call it beforehand. No hindsight. All right. I posted this chart. Like literally, I had that point of interest noted beforehand, being that imbalance right there. That higher time frame 4-hour imbalance. That's my key point of interest. What did I just tell you a moment ago, guys? That once we rebalance that price action, it's going to serve as a draw beforehand, which it did. It drew all the way down into that level right here, which you can see happened on this push lower. Rebalanced it, and now it serves as a good reversal point, lower time frame shift right there. All the signatures that I've taught you to look for in a market structure shift, the fair value gap, the strong close, liquidity grab, everything. We got it right there on the chart. And let's go to the trading view chart now, and let's see how it played out. Perfection. All right. I know a lot of people today were saying Euro USD messy price action. I don't know what the fuck is you is looking at. I mean, of course, it's different with different strategies. You know, one trader can like, the price action, and another trader can think it looks like dog shit. But I absolutely love Euro USD's price action today. Just had banger play after banger play. London and New York session. But here's what we're talking about, guys. So we were talking about, again, just to refresh your memory. So we're on the same page here. We have this 4-hour imbalance right here. It completely rebalanced that price action. So it serves as support. That's a higher time frame point of interest. Okay. So I have that. And then we can see what happened first things first this morning. Well, we got this push up first. Now, what's this right here? What's this doing? Check out the very last video that I made before this one. And that video title was How to Anticipate Stop Runs. The exact scenario once again played out right here. This isn't like some one-time instance like we see this thing happen repeatedly. So we have this push up right here, right before a key time where we understand manipulation is going to occur. Stop runs are going to occur, and that is London session 3 o'clock. So we have this big push up right here, right before 3 o'clock. And that's like, it looks very strong. It looks very bullish. It's ramping up. It's looking super strong. Breakout bars are all over this thing, right? That's the intention, because it's going to create liquidity. It's going to create liquidity beneath this low right here, right before a key time where, again, we anticipate manipulation is going to occur, and that's a London session. Okay. So it creates the liquidity, and then it comes down at 3 o'clock. That's when I start hunting. I look for that 3 o'clock sweep. I look for that 3 o'clock sweep that takes out this low right here, cleans it out, and then it comes down into our point of interest being that 4-hour bullish imbalance. And we completely rebalance that price action. It's completely efficiently delivered at this point. So we have that point of interest. We've taken that liquidity. We've taken out Asian session low liquidity as well. So now I'm simply looking for that reaction, as I pinpointed in my chat, in the free Discord chat as well. I notified you and I said, look for that reaction. And then I posted the reaction right there in front of you. We have that imbalance right there. We have that strong close right there. 100% confirmed off that point of interest. Okay. And then you can see right here, we get a pullback like almost immediately after we got that candle close. We end up getting a pullback into this range right here, rebalance the price action, discount marketplace below 50% equilibrium. And then we end up having that big push up, and it took out these highs up here. Now, I actually did bail before it took out these highs. I took my 1-to-1 on it. And my reasoning for that is because, well, we did take out the current London session highs, which is right here. You can see 3 o'clock. We had London session highs right here. It took out that on that push up, and it was already percent me with the 1-to-1. So I was just content with it. I was content with it. It gave me what I wanted, and I locked in my gains. But as I said in chat, like, my overall thesis hadn't changed on it. I figured it was going to ramp up and take these highs, as I said. And but I just didn't really want to sit through this pullback right here. And again, it's not breaking my rules, because I have rules set in place that tell me if I have that 1-to-1 and it's taking out like this key liquidity pool, for example, I'm able to take profits on that. So it's not like breaking my rules, taking profits premature. That's 100% aligned with my rules. I have that option to do so. But it didn't really change my stance though. Like, I was overall bullish. I understood that we got that drawn liquidity up above. It's just now we got this pullback. We took out London session highs, the current London session highs, and it had the rebalance right there. It had to have this pullback lower to rebalance this price action that we just had on the surge up right here. See this big surge up right here? We came down and we rebalanced that price action completely, and then it continued with that push up higher to take out this buy side. That's what happened today. That's like the entire, like literally to the detail, the tiny detail of why London session played out this morning. That's why it happened. That's exactly why price did what it did this morning. Now, we're coming to New York session. This is the next play we've got here. Now, again, just like after 3 o'clock coming to London session is a key time where we want to look for manipulation swings or stop runs, New York is another time for that, like right after 8 o'clock. So we already took out this buy side at this point, and now we're selling off here. We're coming to New York session. And then my eyes are on this sell side down below, because that's a key sell side liquidity pool. It's a big liquidity pool. Okay. So I have a higher time. I have a big level of support right here, which is low of day, sell side liquidity. That's a big liquidity pool, guys. And then I see this push lower, and it takes out that in New York session. So now I'm hunting for the New York session plays. And you can see right here, we take that liquidity. I'm looking for the same exact signature as I was looking for in London session. I'm looking for that shift. I'm looking for that confirmation. So boom, right here, we get that push up. We get that close with a short-term high. We get the fair value gap confirmation. Let me just remove this fair value gap right here so you can see it. Boom, right there. We get our imbalance, we get our close, it pulls back, discount marketplace, rebalances that price action completely, and also classic ICT 2022 entry type of deal. As you can see, as we actually got several of those setups this morning. It gave the retracement for you too. And it ended up ramping up and taking out this high, which was my objective right there. So I actually really, I know a lot of people didn't like your USD price action today. I posted some charts on Twitter, and some people say, yep, but it's dirty price action. It depends on your strategy. I don't consider this dirty price action. I consider this super clean price action, really good fall through. But I guess it depends on your strategy and the way you trade. Because I liked today's price action a lot. I thought it had really good fall through. So that's what we got on Euro USD. Now GBP USD, this one did not hit my objective, and I bailed right before 8 o'clock on this. And again, I have rules set in for this. It's not like, oh, I got scared, now I'm going to bail premature. I have rules set in place that tells me that if I have something like GBP USD this morning where it's chopping around like this and there's no direction like this right before 8 o'clock, which I understand is a key time for turtle soups, liquidity sweeps, then I'm able to get out of that trade if it's doing something like this. So here's what framed the idea on GBP USD. GBP USD pulled back this morning, and it tested a higher time frame bullish order block right here. We pull back into a higher time frame bullish order block right there. See that where my cursor is? See that last down close candle? Boom, in a discount marketplace in that 4-hour price range. We came down into that here in London session. And we had that liquidity sweep after 3 o'clock. We took out these lows, or took out Asian session lows as well. Boom, we took out that level, and then we get a really nice ramp up. As you can see, we come up, we get the strong close, we get the fair value gap right down here as well. I got all the proper confirmation signals that I want to see. Okay, and then we get our pullback here into a discount marketplace, and it's just literally, guys, you can see this thing just chopped around all London session. GBP USD had no direction in London. It was just back and forth, nothing there. So I ended up bailing out of this right before New York session at 8 o'clock because it had no direction. And as I was saying, I have rules set in place that even if it hasn't like hit my stop out point or profit target point, if I have something like this right before 8 o'clock and it hasn't hit my objective, then I'm able to bail. I'm able to bail because I understand that 8 o'clock is a key time where liquidity sweeps happen. And I also saw a very key important detail here, as I've been teaching my mentees in detail about this, about how I want you to notice how GBPUSD pulled back here into a discount, and it did not take out any sell side previously. It took out higher time frame buy side right here, and it pulled back into a discount marketplace. But notice how it didn't take any sell side on this pullback into a discount. Whenever you have an instance like this, it's either going to have a couple different scenarios. It's either going to want to take this sell side right here, or it's going to want to create sell side in a discount marketplace and then take that and move higher. It's either going to do one of those two scenarios. And what we saw right here that happened was I saw it pull back into a discount marketplace, and it tested that order block, as I was just saying. And then I saw that we created this swing low, because we see how we got our lowest low in the middle right here. We got a higher low on the left, a higher low on the right. It essentially created sell side liquidity in a discount marketplace coming into a New York session. So I know right away, it takes me literally no time, because I've seen this signature so many times, that it's going to want to likely run this liquidity here in a New York session. It's going to run that low come New York session, because it literally just created that liquidity so it could take it here, so it could have the next ramp up higher. It needed that liquidity so it could move higher. Without it, it wasn't going to move higher. Okay? That's the sole intention of this. And I understood that that stop run was about to occur, so I was able to get out of it. Okay? So I was able to avoid a full L on that. And my bias didn't change. Like, I'm still bullish on this. And we even have a third candle draw in here as well, which is where my cursor is at, which is a very powerful draw that I've taught my mentees about in detail. And then boom, it comes down. It takes out that liquidity that it just created. Literally, that was the intention, was to create that liquidity so it could take it out in New York. It takes it out, and then boom, what do we get next? We end up getting that lower time frame shift later. And I didn't take part in this, but it did give the lower time frame shifts a little bit later, and ramped up, and it seeked the third candle draw up above, and then it ended up rebouncing that price action. Excuse me. So that's what we saw play out. But yeah, guys, so that was the only trade that was in London session. And again, I had my focus on Euro USD in New York, but that's what we saw play out. It was just too choppy. It didn't really have any direction in London. Now, USD CAD had a few different setups here. So the first setup, we had this move lower, and we took out higher time frame sell side. Now, I was overall bearish on this. I made that very clear. I posted this in chat beforehand, no hindsight, like I always do. I posted it for the fact that this was likely going to come down, or at least I posted. I don't remember if I posted this one in the free chat or not. I remember talking about it on mic with my mentees this morning. But my bias was bearish, and I figured it was going to come down and attack this low. As soon as I saw this strong close right here beneath these equal lows, I saw that strong close right there. I figured it was a wrap for it, because again, that's not the signature for a stop run. It's a signature for something that wants to draw down to this low right here now, because it's something that it wants to move lower. Each candle tells you a story. So I saw that, and that happened in London session. But even when it's doing that, it's in a discount marketplace when it takes out these lows. It's in a discount, and it's going to want to have a retracement within this range here soon. And there's opportunity in that, because when you have that big flush lower, this big flush lower, this big move lower was in London session. It's taking out sell side, higher time frame sell side. It's in a deep, deep discount. And then right here, you can see we get our fair value gap confirmation right here. Look at my cursor. And then we ended up having the crack of this short-term high right here. That's confirmation. I like it for a buy setup at that point. I'm not looking for some home run on this, guys. I'm not looking for this thing to come all the way up into this high right here. Not at all, because I've already established that it's overall bearish at this point. So it is technically, this is a counter trend trade. I was fully aware of that. And I'm just simply looking for a move up to a premium marketplace within this range from today. I'm looking for a move into a premium, and that is it. Looking for nothing more than that. Looking for the drop into that imbalance up above into a premium. That's the objective. So I'm looking for that push up. It's ramping up, ramping up, ramping up, ramping up. And then again, it's the same exact deal I was talking about with the previous plays. It's coming up on New York now. New York is 8 o'clock. And I understand that New York is a key time, just like after 3 o'clock. Coming to after 8 o'clock, it's a key time where we look for manipulation runs. We look for turtle soups. Okay. So I have rules set in place that say, okay, if it still hasn't hit your profit target, hasn't hit your stop, and it's coming to 8 o'clock at this point, you can bail. Okay. Because I understand it's going to want to have some type of liquidity sweep likely. That was my cue to bail. So it didn't hit my profit target. Got very, very close, but it ended up pulling the rug. Again, I was able to avoid a full L on this. It just ended up taking out this low as soon as we come into New York session. And then I figured this wasn't going to be the end of it. And I posted this in the free Discord chat. I posted this in the mentorship chat as well, that it's going to have a reversal here very soon in New York, because this never pulled back into a premium marketplace. This was still in a discount marketplace when I had this retracement, and it created that liquidity. It literally just created bastard liquidity right here. And then it came down and took out the lows, still in a discount marketplace, and we still got a drawn liquidity up above. We still got that order block drawn liquidity up above. It's going to want to have that reversal. And now we're taking out this liquidity in New York. It's the perfect scenario for a reversal to happen. And that's exactly what plays out. It reverses higher and it takes out the buy side now because it never moved up into a premium. So it needs to move into a premium marketplace. It needs to rebalance that price action. And again, all of this called in chat. Everything called in chat. And it came up, took out the buy side, it pressed up into this imbalance. And as I was telling my mentees this morning on mic, I'm looking for a short opportunity now. I'm not really interested in grabbing the first move higher on the 1 hour chart up into this level, because even though I'm bearish on it and it had that strong close beneath it, it still took out higher time frame sell side. So I need extra confirmation in that scenario. So you can see right here, it comes up into that level. It gives the extra confirmation. It gives the shift. It gives a strong close, the fair value gap, the whole deal. I ended up getting short and I ended up targeting this low down here. Cleaned it out with ease. Cleaned it out with ease, exceeded expectations, and it dumped off. So that played out perfectly. So those were the two setups on that. Now USD CHF, or I'm not USD CHF. I got up trade on that too. We'll go into here in a moment, but USD JPY. This one was a buy setup and it was a similar deal. It took out higher time frame sell side. We took out this higher time frame sell side in London session. So I have a higher time frame point of interest that I'm framing this trade off of. I get the lower time frame shift right here. We get our fair value gap confirmation. And then we end up getting the strong close of the short-term high right here. Again, higher time frame point of interest, lower time frame shift. And I'm simply looking for a move up into this upper imbalance up here into a premium. I'm not looking for this thing to come all the way up and take out this high because I'm overall bearish. I'm simply looking for a move up into a premium within this range. And then I'm capitalizing on the lower time frame change and trend of a higher time frame point of interest to propel that up into a premium. I'm not looking for, I'm not looking for this thing to take out this high. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for just a retracement within this range. And it actually did provide it, but I wasn't able to capitalize on it because I had the same rule set in place that I bail before 8 o'clock if it hasn't hit my objective. I have 8 o'clock coming up and I have that set in place. I don't want to hold after 8 o'clock because of the liquidity run that could be occurring here. And well, you can see it did end up ramping up, but I wasn't able to capitalize on that because of that rule set in place, which is fine. Again, that rule, it keeps you out of trouble more times than it's a good rule to have set in place. Okay. Yeah, you'll have instances where you'll still miss a plays. You got to get over that. That's going to happen, but it's a good rule that it'll save you a lot of money, that rule right there. And now the losing trade right here on USD CHF. USD CHF was a mess. Now this is what we call just awful price action. That's almost impossible to trade something like that. But here's the deal, guys. USD CHF, right after 3 o'clock, we got a push up here, and it took out half the basket liquidity where my cursor's moving. And then it gave this lower time frame shift. It gave this fair value gap confirmation. It gave the strong close beneath that short-term low, the whole deal. It comes up into this imbalance. I get short, and what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for it to clean out these lows down here. I'm looking for it to clean out these lows, have that flush, and well, as you can see, it ultimately found its support off that 80 institutional price level. Remember, major market reversal tend to occur around these levels at 0, 20, 50, 80. So this is a level of support that it ended up testing, and that's what propelled it higher to come up and take out these highs up here. And I took a full L on that one. Okay, but overall, really solid day, pretty good follow through. And yep, so if you enjoyed this review, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to join that free Discord chat, again, there's going to be a link in the video description to that free Discord chat. All right, I'll see you then.